fellow traders everywhere. Adam Hewison here, co-founder of MarketClub, with your midday market update for Wednesday, the 14th of March. Gold follows the trade triangles and sinks to its lowest levels in 8 weeks. We'll be following that. Plus, there's an important engulfing line forming on a major commodity today. We'll be talking about that. Also, the winning and losing sectors, pretty much every sector was down in the negative column today. We're also looking at 3 stocks on the move. That's Zion's Bancorporation, Cliffs Natural Resources, and LSI, all having big moves today. We'll see how the trade triangles did with those. But first, if you have a chance, if you're going to come out to our Market Club Investors Summit, it's this at the end of the month, March 27th to the 30th. You can call us toll-free, 1-877-219-1482. We still have a few spaces left. Extension 10234. If you're calling internationally or you're watching this video internationally, give us a call at 1-801-341-3981, extension 10234. We'd love to have you there. I'll be there, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. So if you have a chance, come out and visit, and we'll love to meet you personally and tell you and share with you how we look at the markets in more detail. Now let's go to our markets, and let's go to our portfolio manager, which is right here. And right away we can see that we're negative on the S&P cash, but it's still a plus 90 on the Dow and on the NASDAQ. So it's still very strong trends there. This is kind of like the first down day, but look at how this market is still trending very, very high. As I said yesterday, we had a signal to be a buyer that came in at 1378. It's still above that level, so no worries there. This is the first kind of pullback, big day yesterday. And I think for the week, we're going to be closing this market higher. I just can't see the market after such a big day yesterday sort of collapsing. It just doesn't, not in cards. So let's go to our next market. And I'm going to take a look at the silver spot silver, because that's minus 70. And that's been under a lot of pressure. You can see the action today down sharply, down at 32.17. We're doing this real time, of course. And it looks as though it could still go further. I scoped this in just a bit further, and we put our Fibonacci tool on, which is right here. Click here on the Fibonacci tool. It shows you right here that it's live. You click on the high point, drag it down to the low point, and you can see right away 30.50 is the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. I can see it going there. We've got a cyclic low coming in towards the end of March for silver and gold, so I could see this market being on the defensive for the next couple of weeks. So I don't think it's over with for the time being. We may come down and sort of battle around this 30 level, but I think we're going to see this market a little bit more on the defensive. So let's go to our next market. Next market, of course, is going to be gold, and we've talked about gold. This, of course, is having a huge down day, 2 big down days. You can see we've been negative on gold since the 1705 level. That's some $60 ago, and it hasn't changed. So again, I'm going to draw the Fibonacci tool in from the highs, draw it to the lows, and you can see we're right around the 1620, 1618 level. That's a 61.8% retracement. I think we're going to see that level hit before the end of the month, and possibly even lower than that. So let's see how things work out. Potentially what we could be doing is creating what I consider to be, I'm going to put this on a closed-only chart basis. And let me just take this off the screen and get my telestrator on. And what we could be doing here in this market is creating a really big sort of energy field to go higher later on in the year. And here's what we're looking at. So we could be building this, what we consider to be the right shoulder. This is the head, and this would be the left shoulder. So this would be the neckline right across here. And so the market would have to, I'll just draw that a little bit better, but that would be the neckline. So the market would have to really regroup around here somewhere, not take out this low here, but regroup around this level, go higher and take out the $1,800 level. And then I think we're off to the races. We'll be looking at somewhere around $2,000 an ounce if everything plays out the way it should play out. That's the perfect scenario. But we're going to know a lot more at the end of the month and see how this market regroups. So let's take that off the screen, go to our next market. And the next market is going to be copper. Now, this is, I mentioned at the top of the show, the important potential engulfing line that was developing. And I want to show you that right now. You see the action we're seeing. Let me pull this down, get my telestrator up. But basically, you've seen this this action here. Today's action is right here, and this is totally engulfing on this line here. So if we see a close towards the lows, I would say, and then tomorrow we see a lower close, that confirms that this is in fact an engulfing line and a top. Right now, we sort of, if you look at this market, just draw a line through it here. You can see we've had almost an oscillation above and below these lines, and I think generally speaking, a longer-term monthly trade triangle is positive. The weekly is negative here, and the daily is positive. So kind of a mixed signal. It's a 65, which means it's a trading range in copper right now. And I think that's what you should look as the most predominant takeaway from this chart. So let's clear it up and go to our next market. And the next market we're going to be looking at is going to be crude oil. Crude oil is just waiting and biding its time. You can see the market action here. It's plus 55, a trading range. But this is what I like to see. This is what I consider to be a positive formation. And let me just draw that in for you. And I'm going to put in my telestrator again. But here is what I'm looking at is first of all, the monthly and the weekly, they're positive. Okay, so the trend is definitely up there. Even though it's a 55, that's a trading range short term. The longer term is up. But this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this line right here, and I'm taking this, going to take this the other way. So this is like this market's come up. It's forming this trade triangle. It's not a trade triangle, but it is a triangle. And usually the triangles are always resolved on the upside or the direction of the major trend. We see the direction of the major trend is positive, so we're expecting this market to pop out on the upside. And of course, a move over the, I would say the 108 level. So 108 is going to be the first big clue in my mind. It's about $2 higher than we are right now. We're trading at 106.11. If we get to 108, that's the first clue, and then I think we're going to be off to the 121.25 area. That's our target zone. That's what we're looking for in this market. But again, it's going to break out and soon. We've just been going sort of like this, and I think the breakout's going to come to the upside. But we'll see how things work out. But generally speaking, the trend is your friend, and the trend is still positive in crude oil. It's just a matter of patience right now on this market. So let's clear the screen, go to our next market, and we've got a lot to cover today. So I want to go quickly through the next market, and that's going to be the, we'll miss the USO. That's still pretty much the same as reflecting of the crude oil. The euro dollar, I want to look at the dollar index. That's what we want to look at right now. It's up today. It's a plus 100, so we know it's a strong trend. It looks like the dollar is king again, and we've got all of our trade triangles, and all of our data is now correct, so that's a good thing. But you'll see how we've taken out, if you just do a close-only chart, and this is one of the things we like to see. It's not a perfect pivot point, but it certainly is a pivot point to look at. And let me put my telestrator on to share that with you. So it looks as though this is a very important high. We've obviously taken that out here. That's a breakout. And this looks like we've got some sort of like a little pivot point there. So I want to measure from this point here. I'm going to call that 78.50 just for discussion's sake, and I'm going to call this 80. So we've got 1.5 points. So 81.5 would be somewhere where we'd see this market target zone for the dollar index, which also coincides with this high here. So generally speaking, right now the dollar is king. So just remember that. I think we'll see the dollar continue to improve from current levels. This is the basket of currencies, the dollar index, but the trend is clearly up as seen in our trade triangles. So let's clear the screen again, go to our next market. And the next market we're going to be looking at is going to be the Reuters-Jeffries CRB index. Now this is an important one. This is what tracks inflation. Now it also is skewed somewhat because of the oil being down today, but you can see, generally speaking, let's just get a little more data on this, but you can see that the market has what we consider the big pivot point. We've sort of gone sideways from here. I would not like to see it go below, let's say, these lows right here, which is right around the 307 level. Certainly the 314 to 315 level is being a very good support level for this market recently. And I think right now we've got to see this market come up and take out the highs, which I would say let's just put a, we've got to take out these highs right here to get this market momentum to the upside. So I would say 319, 318.50 is the area to watch. If we close over that level, then I think we're going to take a run at the highs at 325. So we'll see how that plays out. But we got some three stocks on the move: Zion, Cliffs Natural Resources, and LSI. Let's take a look at those three right now. And the first one is Zion's National Bank. Big move today. That's up approximately, I think, what's 7.42%. You can see our long-term monthly trade triangles have been long from 1851. You've had a couple of minor trend adjustments with the weeklies, but if you're a long-term trader just using the monthlies, you're still in very, very good shape in this market. So going to the next market is going to be looking at CLF. That's Cliffs Natural Resources. Again, this market is up. A nice move today. The buy came in at 68.86. The market's 69.54. And I think that's a really good look. You can see our monthly trade triangles are all long, actually from higher levels, but nonetheless, the trend is your friend, and the trend is clearly up in our trade triangles. Next market we're looking at is going to be the LSI. And again, LSI moved to the highs, has signal today at 875 on a buy. You can see the market is clearly higher, and the low was 870, and the opening was 875, so we basically hit it on the opening. And you can see we've been long this market actually from much lower levels, from 641. And you see how these trends continue. And that's what I'm saying with the trade triangles. They'll keep you in the trends, and that's the important thing to remember. So let's see how these markets work out. But we've got some great, I think, great opportunities in March. In the first quarter, it's been a great quarter so far, and I think it's going to continue to be good. But if you're in town, please stop by and visit our Market Club Investor Summits. Our first one we've done is going to be in Salt Lake City in Utah. You can call us toll-free at 877-219-1482, extension 10234, or call us at 801-341-3981 if you're calling from overseas. Same extension, 10234. Hey, this is Adam Houston. Be sure to check out our show tonight. We have a full 1-hour show with Jeremy Lutz and myself, and also I'll be, of course, back here tomorrow with your midday update. I'm Adam Houston for Market Club. Have a great trading day.